A decade's wait for pocket-sized perfection, the Sony RX1R 3 review. So after nearly a decade of silence since the RX1R 2's launch in 2015, Sony has reignited its iconic full-frame compact series with the RX1R 3, announced in July 2025 and now available for just over $5,000. This camera distills the company's cutting-edge image tech into a deceptively simple package, a fixed lens powerhouse designed for those who crave uncompromised image quality without the extra bulk of interchangeable systems. At its core, it's a 61 megapixel full-frame Exmor-R back illuminated CMOS sensor borrowed from the A7R5, paired with the Zeiss Sonar T-Star 35mm f2 lens, the new Bionz XR processor, and the AI-driven autofocus. It's certainly a photography-first camera, and in a market flooded with versatile hybrids, does it actually hold up? So I already went over some of the specs, but again, it's got the 61 megapixel sensor up from the 40 in the previous model. It also has a leaf shutter. It has 693 phase detection points, real-time tracking for humans, animal, birds, insects, vehicles, and aircraft. It's got a viewfinder, which is 2.36 dot, 0.7x magnification. It's got the higher resolution 3-inch monitor on the back that is touch, but it's a fixed screen, so it doesn't articulate, which kind of sucks. It can shoot up to 5 frames per second. The ISO is expandable all the way to 102,000. It's got 15 stops of dynamic range, which is amazing. It can do 4K 30, and it has 12 creative looks and some new film emulation looks, which are really nice. It's got the FW50 battery, so you can get about 300 shots off this. And it also has the USB-C PD charging port on the side there. And it weighs about 498 grams. Now it also has a UHS 2 SD card slot and a multi-interface hot shoe. It's got no IBIS and no weather sealing, and it also offers this cool macro feature. So it's got like a normal mode, and it has like a macro mode, which will allow you to get a little bit closer for minimum focus distance purposes. It's kind of an interesting feature on that lens there. Now the spec sheet reads like a love letter to resolution-obsessed shooters, but the fixed lens ethos means deliberate trade-offs in versatility. So what it gains and what it loses compared to the Sony RX1R 2. The RX1R 3 isn't a wholesale reinvention, it's an evolution that addresses the 2's dated quirks while preserving its soul. The jump from the 2's 42 megapixel sensor to a 61 megapixel is transformative, delivering finer details, better low light noise control, and an impressive 15 stops of dynamic range for editing latitude that rivals medium format files. Autofocus leaps forward with the AI processor, enabling sticky subject recognition and 5 frames per second bursts. Worlds away from the 2's sluggish contrast-based system that often hunted in anything but ideal light. The fixed EVF replaces the 2's somewhat clunky yet really cool pop-up unit, offering a more streamlined rangefinder vibe. And the touchscreen adds intuitive touch to focus, which is really nice. Video gets a modest bump to 4K 30 with creative looks, appealing to hybrid users out there. Now with all that being said, the compromises still sting for a $5,000 camera in my opinion. The most glaring loss is the tilting LCD screen, swapped for a higher resolution fixed panel that hampers, low and high angle shooting. Frustrating for street or event work for sure. No in-body stabilization means you're reliant on the leaf shutter optical steadiness or fast shutter speeds, a step back from modern expectations. Battery life will get you around 300 shots, and while the body is 9 grams lighter and slightly more ergonomic, it lacks weather sealing, making it less rugged. The 2's optical low-pass filter switch is gone, committing fully to moire-free sharpness, but potentially introducing artifacts in fine patterns. So in essence, the 3 refines the 2's portability and image quality, but sacrifices usability conveniences that 10 years of tech have normalized. The RX1R 3's arrival spotlights its closest sibling, the 2023 A7CR, Sony's compact high-resolution mirrorless camera that goes for about $3,000 body only. They both have the same sensor, The processors, the AI, the same EVF, but the A7CR is an interchangeable lens camera, so you could pair it with the Sigma 35mm f2 DG/DN contemporary lens for $800, or the Sony FE 35mm f1.8 for $750 approximately, and you've got a rig for under $4,000 that optically rivals the RX1R3's legendary Zeiss sonar lens, while adding way more flexibility because you can put any lens on the camera. The A7CR clearly wins on versatility and value in my opinion. Its 7-stop IBIS is killer for handheld shots in dim light. The fully articulating touchscreen excels for vlogging or awkward angles, and the FZ100 battery lasts for approximately 530 shots. It also has some weather sealing, pixel shift shooting, and a dedicated video record button, mic, headphone jacks, 4K 60, and the fact that you can change lenses to whatever you want make it a true hybrid beast. With that being said, the RX1R3's leaf shutter enables flash sync up to 1/2000th of a second wide open versus the A7R's 1/250th max shutter sync speed. And its sub 500 gram form factor is 13% smaller and 100 grams lighter than the A7CR body only. So the A7CR is the pragmatic choice for most people. The RX1R3 is for purists who prioritize the one lens to rule them all ethos sort of thing. So who is this camera for? The RX1R3 isn't for the masses. It's ideal for street photographers craving Leica-like discretion in a full-frame body. The silent leaf shutter and minimalist magnesium chassis slip unnoticed in urban chaos, capturing candid moments with 61 megapixel precision. Documentary and wedding pros will adore its shoulder-ready portability as a second body to bulkier kits, especially with that high flash sync for fill light. Travel enthusiasts and enthusiasts upgrading from the 2 get an always-ready companion that rewards deliberate composition over gear swapping. If you shoot 35mm primes religiously and loathe adapters or bulk, this is your bread and butter. It's less suited for video-first creators, though, with no IBIS, but it does offer active digital stabilization, which is better than nothing. So why does this camera cost so much? At $5,100, over 50% more than the 2's $3,300 debut, the RX1R3 courts controversy, especially against the A7CR's insane value proposition. Sony justifies it through premium engineering, the integration of a 61 megapixel sensor and the Zeiss lens in a sub 500 gram chassis demands micron level precision, driving up R&D and assembly costs. The leaf shutter alone is a rarity in a full frame compact, enabling pro level flash speeds without electronic compromises. Add AI autofocus and 12 creative looks for instant film emulation, and it's positioned as a halo product to bolster Sony's prestige without cannibalizing the alpha sales too much. Now, critics like myself will cry over pricing for missing IBIS, weather sealing, and a tilting screen, but Sony bets on scarcity, only selling 10,000 units expected annually, targeting affluent enthusiasts who'll pay for the palm-sized, dare I say, Leica-style experience. So in conclusion, the Sony RX1R3 is a triumph of focus in an era of excess. Exquisite images from a camera that fits in a coat pocket with some worthy upgrades, yet its sky-high price and omissions, no IBIS and the fixed screen, make it a tough sell against the A7CR's all-around prowess. If you're a 35mm devotee seeking pure photographic bliss, it's a compelling option. For the rest of us, save $1,300 and build your dream compact around the A7CR would be my advice. Either way, sometimes less gear means more magic. Alright guys, that about wraps up my RX1R Mark III review, and what I can tell you overall at the end of the day is I had a great time using this camera, but I really missed the articulating screen more than anything. The viewfinder difference didn't really bother me that much, but that articulating screen was huge. Every time I tried to get low to the ground, I couldn't see the screen, and the viewfinder, I pretty much had to lay on my side, you know, on the ground in order to get low shots, like accurate. Otherwise the horizon was always crooked and stuff because I just couldn't see the screen good enough. So if you're not interested in video, I would recommend looking at the RX1R Mark II. See if you can pick one up used. It's still a phenomenal camera. This one is better with the technology and the autofocus though. Don't get me wrong, the autofocus is far superior on this camera. So if you're doing fast moving subjects and stuff, then definitely I would recommend the 3 over the 2. But if you're just doing street photos and things like that, then I would probably go with the 2 just for that flippy screen advantage. So, all right, guys. I really appreciate you checking out my video. There will be links in the description area below for all the different accessories that are very expensive for this camera, by the way. But, you know, you might want them, like the thumb grip, the lens hood. It's got like a case for it that's really nice. And of course, memory cards and stuff like that. So, all right, guys. So thanks again for watching. I will catch up with you soon. Please have a great day. Take care.